I bring you greetings from the headquarters of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, NINAS. The peoples of South and Middle Belt of Nigeria, as you see in that map, the white, that is the majority, as against the belt in yellow that has adopted Sharia, which is mutually exclusive with the democracy we seek, totally reconcilable with the secular union we thought we were building. Our union is in distress. I read this address on behalf of the leadership of NINAS as mandated. Here's the address. Nigeria is about to snap. The UN must act now to avert catastrophe, being a letter addressed to the United Nations Security Council, Trusteeship Council, and the General Assembly, September 14, 2021, by the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, NINAS, at the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Protocols. Number 1, we, the indigenous peoples of Nigeria, gather here today at the headquarters of the United Nations in New York to alert the UN and the rest of the global community that the Union of Nigeria has failed irredeemably and is now at the verge of a violent disintegration with catastrophic consequences for global peace and security, as our population of over 200 million will become an instant refugee nightmare. 2, amidst the extraordinary difficulties inflicted by the imposition and enforcement of Sharia by a section of Nigeria, that section in yellow, as you saw in the map, is in a supposed secular union. The immediate reason for this looming catastrophe is the cocktail of mass killings, kidnapping, and general banditry being orchestrated against the indigenous peoples of Nigeria by an invading Fulani militia masquerading as herdsmen in an undisguised ethnic cleansing campaign that progressively demonstrates the complicity of the federal government of Nigeria, headed by Major General Muhammadu Buhari, a Fulani man who, as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, is also the life grand patron of the most notorious militia Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, that proudly takes responsibility for the murderous exploits of the Fulani herdsmen militia, designated the 4th most deadly terror group on earth. I repeat that militia, being the association of cattle breeders in Nigeria, mostly Fulani, almost exclusively Fulani, have been taking responsibility proudly too for the murderous exploits of the Fulani herdsmen, so-called, across the length and breadth of Nigeria, particularly in the alliance territory of the South and the Middle Belt. Number 3, compounding their impunity, the same militia Cattle Breeders Association, at a recent press conference, I'm talking about less than 2 weeks ago, organized to mock the planned NINAS Million-Man March to the UN, boasted to be in control of the United Nations through their daughter, Amina Mohammed, the Deputy Secretary General at the UN. An indication that Amina Mohammed, nominated to that exalted UN office by the Fulani President of Nigeria, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, is in some way a part of the grand protection design for the Fulani herdsmen in their bloody onslaught against the indigenous peoples of Nigeria. These people are telling us that no matter what we do, that one of them is in control of the UN. It can be researched. That's the level of impunity we see. Our commander-in-chief, who is supposed to be leading the charge against this terror network, is their grand patron. And in public domain is the fact that he once took 100 billion from the treasury, 100 billion naira from the treasury of Nigeria, to hand over to that militia that sponsored the activities of the Fulani herdsmen, killing all over the place. And so we go to number 4. It will be recalled that following widespread extrajudicial killings in Nigeria, the UN in August of 2019, dispatched a special rapporteur mission to Nigeria led by Agnes Callamand. The damning verdict of that rapporteur mission was that the widespread extrajudicial killings were flowing from the unitary constitutional arrangements of Nigeria, which operates as a pressure cooker for injustice, and that Nigeria under that constitution is a danger to the global peace and security. The report warned that unless something is done urgently, Nigeria will snap, plunging its 200 million population into turmoil that will trigger a large-scale refugee crisis of unprecedented magnitude at a time global terror networks ISIS, ISWAP, and Al-Qaeda are already converging in Nigeria. Number 5, it will be recalled that in furtherance of the repudiation and rejection of the Unitary Constitution of Nigeria 1999 and the toxic union it forced, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, being the South and the Middle Belt of Nigeria, on December 16, 2020, declared a constitutional force majeure, raising a union dispute with 5-point demand for the termination of the operation of the aforementioned imposed constitution, for the immediate commencement of remediation of the long-standing grave constitutional grievances of Nigeria's constituent components, failing which the peoples of the alliance territory will reconsider their allegiance to that constitution. The key highlights of the 5-point demand include the suspension of further national elections, particularly the one advertised for 2023, under the repudiated 1999 Constitution, as well as the initiation of a time-bound transitioning arrangement to midwife the emergence of fresh constitutional protocols founded on the sovereignty and self-determination rights of the constituent components of Nigeria. An online petition conveying the demands of that Constitutional Force Majeure proclamation is currently before the UN Security Council. Number 6, that Nigeria has failed as a state is no longer a subject for debate. Having emerged as global poverty capital for a country that sells over 3 billion barrels of crude oil every day, and same country, Nigeria, playing host to 2 of the world's top 4 most deadly terrorist organizations, that's Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen, with the 3/4 of the constituent components, South and Middle Belt, as you see in that map, not just in terms of landmass, but in terms of population and in terms of human and material resources. You could say over 90% of all of what you know as Nigeria comes from this alliance. All of them now seeking urgent extrication by way of referendums from what has become a union of death. Looking back at the recent turn of events in Afghanistan, this freedom march to the United Nations headquarters in New York is to alert the global community of the rapidly degenerating situation of Nigeria and to invite the United Nations, particularly the Security Council, the Trusteeship Council, and the Trusteeship Council to initiate urgent steps to arrest Nigeria's descent into chaos as besieged communities progressively drift and dangerously to self-help. For and on behalf of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, Professor Yusuf Turaki, these are the signatories to this address, Elder Tike Ogoriba, Dr. Don Pedro Baseki, Professor Banja Kitoye, Chairman of NINAS, and my humble self, Tony Nadi, Secretary General, NINAS. Thank you for your attention.
La 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 la.